Hey guys, Spartan here, and this is a bit of a test video because I got my new CPU installed, and a bunch of things happened and I have to move files around now because one of my, well, my main SSD won't boot anymore, so I had to move everything to different places. That's why it's taken me so long. But yeah, this is kind of a test video just to see how well Vegas runs and such, and the output of my videos. So I just did a random Butcher's Circus game for, I don't know, because this is like the easiest thing for me to make, because I can just add commentary in post, instead of actually doing it live, in case it doesn't work! But yeah, this is my secret final comp that I made that was going to be used in the next season of Butcher's Circus that never did come and probably never will come, so yeah, might as well show it off now. Actually gave this comp to someone else to use in a video that they would potentially do, but they decided not to, I guess. I mean, it's been many months since then, so I assume they don't want to. So, yep, this game, it isn't particularly, like, interesting or anything, except for, like, one thing that happens. And by interesting, I mean this wasn't a very, like, what's the word? Interactive match in terms of what this comp does. Basically what this comp does is it uses the Flagellant to control the game with his healing and stuff like that. And uses the Occultist to stealth the Flagellant if the Flagellant is taking too much pressure. This comp doesn't actually run Defender Man-at-Arms, which is something that most people like, oh, obviously you run Man-at-Arms, you run Defender. It's like the best thing on his comp aside from Bellow. But this Man-at-Arms needs Retribution in order to beat AoE comps, otherwise this comp just doesn't beat AoE comps. Even with Flagellant, it just has too much of a bad matchup. So, this Occultist, take note of this Occultist and his health and his survivability. He is immortal and undying. Like, I spent most of this game attempting to prevent him from dying, such as, like, pulling the Grave Robber so that I can, like, stop the Jester from getting off an early finale or spamming Harvest. That was probably, like, the worst move I made in this game, because I didn't notice he even had Battle Ballad. Because this guy is a low rank, low rating, so I was like, oh, Moth! God damn. Yeah, whatever, this isn't a particularly professional video, this is a test video. There's this damn moth that has been in my room for, like, 5 days or so. And I need to kill it, but I can't, like, go swinging, otherwise I'll hit my microphone or my, like, some of the bottles on my table. I need to get this out of the way because one of the problems with my computer... Just took a swing at it when it was away from me. Yeah, one of the problems with my computer is that in installing my new motherboard, which I needed to run my new CPU because my old motherboard was a piece of trash, outdated thing from the last millennium. Okay, not literally, but still. Yeah, needed to upgrade that, and when I did, my cable management, because I needed to move around stuff, move around SSDs and junk like that so I could get them to work and fit in the machine itself, because my case is not really that big, honestly, so I don't have a lot of wiggle room. But yeah, my cable management is terrible now, and now the case fitting doesn't actually work. So this Hellion using the Adrenaline Rush here was very confusing to me. I was like, okay, why aren't you going to try and hit the Occultist? I mean, this dude has Battle Ballad up and is running an Eagle Eye Talisman, so that's plus 30 accuracy. Even though my Occultist does have Bolster up and a Monkey's Paw, so he's got like 40 dodge, it still should be enough. Also, the Man-at-Arms missing this bleed will be very important later on. I don't really know what to say. This video is going to be like 13 minutes long. Like, I'm watching this in Vegas as it goes on. Honestly, I am seeing a great difference from what I used to do, like... So, in case you don't know the story behind my old CPU, let's go back way, like 4 years ago or so. I did a playthrough of Middle-earth Shadow of War, and I lost plenty of sessions on that because of stuff happening. One of the things was that I went to open my CPU, or, well, open my computer, my modem, my what's the name, my tower, to clean the fans, because they were getting dusty after some time. and I took off my CPU fan in order to do so, and when I put it back on, it wasn't actually put on properly because my old CPU fan was a weird, junky thing that was, like, impossible and unwieldy, like, to actually put on. It was like, it was a piece of garbage, honestly. And I'm glad to be rid of it. I got a new CPU fan to go with my motherboard. Shoutouts to Breadman for funding that. But, yeah. The end result being that my CPU actually wasn't getting full coolage from my, my fan. So basically, all of the time of using Sony Vegas, Middle-earth, Shadow of War, fucking The Witcher 3, all of this stuff that is pretty taxing on CPU, it took its toll, and my CPU started dying very quickly. And in the end, my CPU obviously started bottlenecking my entire system, so if I wanted to do anything, I had to upgrade my CPU. And I did. That's what I'm using right now. Also, sorry if I have... It sounds like I have a super lisp today. It is because I am a bit dehydrated. But that has nothing to really do with anything. So, let's talk about the game for once. Occultist just got afflicted, and I'm like, okay, I want to try and prevent the Jester from finaleing my Occultist, because he's still pretty useful. And, this is going to be the move that kind of seals my doom here in this match. Breakthrough gets a double crit, most notably on the units that I need it not to. And, so I'm like, okay, I'll just pull the Grave Robber with my Occultist, so that, he gets one... like, just so he can't finale to guarantee kill someone. What's the worst that can possibly happen? If you guessed Occultist passes his turn immediately, you'd be right. Because that is exactly what happens. So, yeah. Fun times all around for this, lad. What the fuck? Why am I getting an Audacity pop-up saying, welcome to Audacity? I reinstalled Audacity. No, did I reinstall? No, I didn't even reinstall Audacity. What the fuck? I just ran it from a different, I guess, file, whatever. Also, that was a really stupid move on his behalf. He had a finisher Jester, and my Grave Robber was on death's door. You didn't need to do that. You could have killed someone else. Like, honestly, killing the Man-at-Arms there probably would have been the best, thing to do. Killing the Flagellant also would have been incredibly viable. I mean, yeah, the Grave Robber is the main damage dealer of this comp, but... you could have gone for, like, anything else. Also, this Arbalest gets 2 act-outs, both of which are perfect. The first act-out thing is shooting the Occultist right there. Also, nice crit heal on good old buddy old pal Flagellant. It's not enough to outdo the Blight from double panic darts, but still. And the second act out is going to be this Arbalest is going to move backwards, which is just awful. So I'm like, okay, I need to resist one attack from this Grave Robber who doesn't have bonus death blow chance or anything with my Flagellant, and then at the start of next turn I'm going to heal. If you guessed the Grave Robber is going to land a death blow on the Flagellant immediately, with, like, panic darts and completely ruin my strategy, you would be wrong. That doesn't actually happen, but I was heavily thinking it was going to during this, play session, because I was like, what could possibly go wrong? But yeah, this comp, just generally not a very good, matchup. Like, the thing I should have done this matchup was, pull the Grave Robber, like, a bit faster so that Hellion didn't get... Actually, no, I think I played this pretty well. It's just... Occultist, man, just getting afflicted and taking some bad crits is what screwed me over here. I mean, full disclosure, in this match, I won. Like, it doesn't seem like that at first. Like, this Occultist, he's being beaten and battered around, slapped about like a wet fish, but he's still managing to put in damage, do stuff, lay down horror, lay the smack down. At this point I don't really need to do physical attacks, I can just spam Bellow, which is why I have Bellow and Retribution. Like, without either of those, or without both of those, this Jester wouldn't be on death's door and, like, super stressed out. Isn't super stressed out yet. Also, nice dodge, Occultist. Selfish, of course, does grant extra dodge. Not to be, you know, ignored. That is very important. Also, a good Jester goes masochistic, so this Jester has literally no dodge, even with the extra 15 dodge buff that Solo gives. Also, Solo, that's another move that no one ever uses just because Dirk Stab is too good. And I'm honestly surprised at, like, this attack right here. Because, obviously, Iron Swan, the Occultist, it's got plus 40 death blow chance, though, so how the Occultist survived that is a miracle in and of itself. The fact that the Occultist is surviving, like, everything that this dude can throw at me, despite the fact the Occultist has been soloed down for, like, the entire fight, is just amazing. He decides to move forwards into the range of absolutely nobody. In fact, one of the things that happens later on is, well, actually no, into the range of the Hellion, because the Hellion can then break through. That's something that Hellion does. So yeah, this Hellion was definitely designed to use the breakthrough plus crushed hemlock spam. But this dude started Hellion in slot 1, which is like the opposite of what you do. Very weird positioning all around. Also, chalk that down to another dodge that this good old buddy old pal Occultist has. Does he go for a breakthrough? Does he go for another adrenaline rush? Both are pretty viable. I've got nothing to say about this. I cannot feint, or not fake, feint knowledge. I am not unaware right now. But yeah, all these units are dead. Also, one regret I had when recording this and playing this was the fact that I ran this off base. Baseline Darkest Dungeon. I didn't actually go to a file, so I could run like a speed-up mod. Also, Occultist gets a perfect act out here. I wanted to pull the Hellion so she couldn't break through and do like another Deathblade check on the Occultist, and instead could only Iron Swan or Wicked Hack, which can't hit Occultist, can't hit slot 3. So yeah, that was perfect. And these two losers in the back just can't do shit. This match is basically over anyway, though. The horror is too much. This, like, comp is called Grave Mistake, by the way. I made this, and it loses to Halo and beats pretty much everything else. Like, there is very little that it can not win against. I had a 22-round fight versus some dude who ran Support Occultist, Support Man-at-Arms, and Support Crusader, just because the damage output isn't that great. But this is basically dots and stress, which is a decent combination. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this match. Well, obviously it is the end of this match. So yeah, this was a test video. I'll see you later then.